Mm-mm. Good evening, everybody. If you can hear me, just let me know if audio is fine. We're going to give it a couple of minutes before kicking off the stream. What is up, Razor? Hope you're doing well, man. It's good to see you again. Good evening, Ghost. What's up, Kevin? Good morning, Cypher. All right, sounds good. All right, that's good, man. That's good. If I sound exhausted, I am. We've been moving places this week, and damn. I've never painted so much in my house in my entire life. 81k it is then, I guess. Maybe even puke lower. I would like to see lower prices, to be honest. I've got some really good trading ideas coming up. Yeah, I think it's going to be good. Yeah, man. It's been a long time coming, but we've been working on that since, I don't know. I've been working around the house for 3 months now to getting it ready. And it's not ready, but we need to get out of our old house, so it's going to be interesting to see how we're going to be taking a shower. But hey, you know, who needs a shower anyway? It's bear market. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. We moved to a place with a garden. We didn't have one in the old house, so it's better for the kids. All right, 2 more minutes, then we're kicking this off. Do you guys have any plans for the weekend or anything on the Friday evening? This is the first time for me actually streaming on Friday night. Good start of the weekend. Let's see if we get everything in the charts here. Reset chart view. Just chilling. How about you? I mean, I wanted to chill as well, but I almost have everything done at the house, and I need to paint like one last ceiling, and it's for my son's room. So I think I'll be doing that, and then doing you know, his desk and stuff like that, putting it all together. Yeah, I mean, I have to, right? Plan to watch Bitcoin bleed over the weekend while having a beer. I mean, that's good. That's probably what we're getting as well. It was pretty funny to me to see everybody getting insanely euphoric here whilst trading at a key contextual level. I mean, it's a shame. Work, I guess, 7 days a week. What do you do for a living, if you don't mind me asking, Razor? I'm good, Cam. Thank you, man. It's going well. And next week, I hope everything is back to normal. Like, we're getting settled there, and then, you know, we're back to the daily live streams and so on. But I figured I could do both, right? Do work, do trading, and whilst moving and painting. But honestly, it's too much. It's kind of taking a toll on everything else. So, and you know, if I don't really have the focus, then I can't really trade. So, oh, you're a pipe fitter, really? That's good, bro. Oh, you're swinging. Oh, what's up, brother? What's up? That's good, man. I like that. Yeah, you're a mechanic as well, same as me. All right. What is up, everybody? Oh, that's good. I see that the bot is working. I added a bot, Nightbot. See, make sure you click the like button and subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you do if you don't already, because you know you will never miss a stream. I mean, who wants to miss a stream, right? With that being said, let's quickly go towards this section here from Bybit, because my streams are sponsored by Bybit. So a big thank you to them. For those of you who are unaware of it, they have a exclusive trading competition actually going on with a prize pool of up to $1 million. So, I mean, that's definitely interesting, where you can also get a complimentary VIP feature upgrade and some extra bonuses that I think that's going to be, you know, if you're still able to trade on Bybit, then definitely take part within this. You still have a day and 14 hours left to set it up, so definitely worth your time. With that being said, goedenavond, maat. Alles lekker? with that being said, we're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin in terms of, we're going to be formulating our plan in terms of, what's TPO looking like? Like, what do we have on TPO? Market profile, right? VWAP, do we have any optional trade ideas based on VWAP? What's the, overall chart looking like? And then at the end of the stream, I'm going to be wrap everything up into a single chart that you currently see that is in front of me. And, I'll be posting some trade ideas as well that I think are definitely worth your time. Now, with that being said, let's move forward. Where is my CR chart layout here? First things first. So if we're taking a look here at the top left corner, let's zoom in. Zoop. We've got the most recent development, in my opinion, that was pretty significant was we had a 1, 2, 3, 4-day composite here where we had value overlap. Now, what's value overlap? Value overlap is basically when this day has more than 50% value overlapping with the previous day. As you can see, we had that within 4 days, which gives us a 4-day composite. Now, if we're accepting below that composite value area low, that's a shifting condition, right? Now, sometimes we're getting a picture perfect retest. This time we didn't get the, the usual auction back back up towards the composite value low, which is what I had within the prep today, right? Where I said, if we're breaking back and we're retesting the 5-day composite value low, that's a good shorting opportunity for a move lower into the naked point of control, which is an anomaly, and into previously established value in the form of a 9-day composite, right, guys? This is a 9-day. For those of you who forgot, let's go back in time. Look, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and that's when we broke away from value, right? So big composite as well. So I think it's pretty significant that Bitcoin is now trading back within the composite, right? So whilst there's a huge amount of selling here, I think if it's not going to be forming a low, we're likely to get a rotation lower, right? But if we fail to hold this as resistance, we might get a squeeze higher to fill, to force out some late shorts here. Let me quickly catch up on the chat. So, doing some kid view of wie ben so. Oh, you need motivation. All right. Well, I study mechanics, bro. Like I'm a mechanical engineer. What's up, fame? All right. So, moving forward here, right? That's what I want to be aware of on the daily profiles. We are breaking away from a 4-day composite. That's bearish. We are now kind of accepting back within this older composite. That's bearish. Moving towards weekly profiles, top right corner here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks of overlapping value. Now, you could use this in 2 ways. You can use a 2-week composite here and a 2-week composite there. It's still the same outcome, right? It's just a matter of time frame preference. If you merge everything together, it will give you a 4-week composite, basically telling us that we are rotational between 89K and 81.5-ish, which is somewhere down here. Now, if we're looking at this interaction here, we can clearly see that everybody got extremely euphoric right at the 4-week composite value area high. Like, you can't make this shit up. And when we're trading near the value area low, everybody's getting extremely bearish. So, just a picture perfect CT reaction where we're just playing ping pong between these two extremes. Is there any new development here? Well, I would say Bitcoin is unable to accept or break away from a 4-week composite. In my perception, or how do you say that? That's bearish, right? And we can assume that as long as we're not able to accept above the composite value area high, that we're likely to rotate lower into 81.5K, which is a huge level. And I will show you guys that in a bit. On the monthly, I'm going to be neglecting this chart because we don't really have anything that is new. We don't have new actionable insights. We will have that within the new month where, we've got a new monthly value to work with where we can base our trades off the value area high and the value area low. But until that happens, it's a nothing burger to me. And then this chart right here, bottom left, is basically a simplified visualization of what we had at the top left corner, which is where we merged the composites, right? This is the 9-day composite. This is the 5-day composite. So we broke away from a 9-day composite. What does the market do? It auctions towards previously established value. In this case, it rejected off the 3-day composite point of control there. For those of you who are in the Discord, let me just test this, by the way. Can someone type !Discord in the chat to see if it works? So for those of you who are in the Discord, This is where, you know, we were expected to see sellers stepping in, and then we're getting a new value here, which we broke lower. So all in all, I think it is kind of a bearish development here on, all right, so it's working perfect. It's kind of a bearish development here based on TPO on its own. All right, is everybody on the same page right now? Is it making clear? Do we have any questions regarding TPO? It's alive, I know, right? Bro, I'm today was a realization point for me where I'm getting old as fuck because it took me like 30 minutes to set this up. How do you get your weekly and monthly TPO and extra charts? It's a setting, I believe, man. I'm using Sierra chart within this instance. Oh, and I see that it is using moderation stuff as well. I need to turn that off. You should be able to say that, bro. Come on. What's this? Soy boy bot? Nightbot. Nightbot being a pussy here. Okay. Moving towards VWAP. Right here. Yearly. That's what we're starting with. I can't describe it, bro. I feel your pain, man. I mean, I can't really, right? So the yearly, right? We've got this low here. I'd say the previous year value high is going to be a very important pivot. That is because it is around 81.5k as well. 81.5k is a 9-day composite value low. It's a 2-week composite value low. It is the previous year value high. So I want to see if we're getting a big flush lower. There's two types of longs that I would like to see is, but what I need to see is a big close, like a high time frame close above. I don't want to see multiple daily closes below the previous value high, especially after failing to get back within value, right? I think that would be really bearish, but we'll get to that in a bit. The quarterly, this is where things get interesting. So quarterly value here on its own isn't necessarily screaming, take this trade to me, right? Because it's a bit messy here around previous quarterly view. I think we can all agree that, you know, it's just chopping around. But the thing that catches my eye here is that the upcoming quarterly close within, I don't know, how many days is that? We've got like a quarterly close within 4 days. Let's just, no, not 4 days. I'm retarded. Like 1 day or 2, whatever. If this closes like that, then what do we have? If we go by the laws of market dynamics with merging profiles, we kind of have like a 50% value overlap, right? Almost on a 100% value overlap with the developing quarterly value on the VWAP and previous quarterly value on VWAP as well. So if we merge those quarterly values together from starting from October 1st, right? And then all the way up towards this quarter where it's going to be ending, then we're getting a composite like that. So we can see how the interaction played out, right? If this is the low to the tick here, and then we slightly front run the level here. But this is where I tweeted about it on Twitter or on X, whatever you want to call that, where I'm like, okay, seeing a lot of euphoric here on the timeline, and honestly, I just wanted to put out like, now is the time to start paying attention. Like, you don't want to be cocky here where you're like, oh, we're going to go all the way back towards the highs or whatever, because this is big ass resistance here, right? And that is when I also posted about, that's a whole lot of effort. If we're seeing this right here at the bottom left chart, we can see all of these high volume bars, but there's absolutely no follow through. Now that's an indication to me that someone is absorbing all of this buying pressure and we're not doing anything. So that's kind of bearish in my opinion, right? Especially if you combine this with the fact that we are trading at a quarterly composite point of control. So definitely not the place to be looking for fresh longs. Rather, you should be looking for risk off, right? Take your profits and run. So purely based on this, I would say we are rotational between 89k and even 76, right? Towards this low on the higher time frame charts. Now, if I were to add something else in the mix, which is the yearly rolling VWAP, I think if we're talking about Bitcoin from a purely higher time frame perspective, what's up, Maurice? Hope you're doing well, man. if we're talking about this from a higher time frame perspective, I would argue that, in my opinion, the best longing opportunity would be a sweep of this low and then a clear defined break back above that yearly rolling VWAP. If we take the yearly rolling VWAP on its own and we take this into a bigger screen and we move this towards, I don't know, a 3-day chart, right? We can see that during this leg upwards, right, this is where we broke below, bearish, retest it, bearish, bear market, right? Bear market, bear market, bear market. Then we accepted above, right here, consolidation above. That's the start of the bull, right? Auction higher, insanely long chop here. What's the only A+ buying opportunity on the high time frame? A retest of the yearly rolling VWAP. Second retest there, right? There we go. So if Bitcoin does something similar where, you know, and I would prefer to see like this, a spike, then a reclaim. At that point, I'm going to go risk on. I think at that point, it's max opportunity here, right? You will see max fear on your social media or whatever platform you're on. But in my opinion, this is max opportunity, right? Around 75K for Bitcoin. That's definitely going to be worth a shot, right? In terms of a longer term play. So that's the quarterly composite and the yearly rolling VWAP. If we're moving back towards the, let's go back to a regular VWAP plot like that. If we're moving back towards the monthly, we also have some new developments, which is if this is a genuine break back within previous month value, which is this area right here, right? That's previous month value. Based on the loss of market dynamics, what does that tell you? It says that whenever we accept back within previously established value, right here, value area low should hold a support for a rotation towards at least point of control. However, if it fails to hold a support, it's an indication that buyers are weak and that this is a failed break above. Any pullback into the level can be seen as a selling opportunity for a rotation lower, right? That's what we're getting currently. We have the same thing today on the weekly. If we're neglecting everything on the above, right, where we're rotational within developing value, right here is where we accept back within previous week value. Now, whether you're a VWAP trader, TPO, or you like to use Monday's range, for example, I will show you guys that within the next chart. This right here to me is an indication, especially after this rejection there, that it's a shorting opportunity. Your stop should go above this high, in my opinion, to give it some breathing room. Don't be cocky and set it too tight. And we're targeting VWAP. And now, if this is bearish, we need to see continuation lower. Because if right here, this consolidation fails to break lower and then we reclaim previous week VWAP, then where are we going? We're likely going to retest previous week value high again, right? Because if you guys remind it right here, if you remember it, I can't pronounce it anymore, I'm too tired. This is a shit ton of selling here. Look at this. Like, that's sick. That's a huge amount of selling. If we can't really hold it right here, then they will be getting squeezed higher, in my opinion, right? So that's definitely going to be an area of interest to me. So now we have covered TPO, VWAP, and some other things, right? In terms of quarterly composite. So is everybody still following along? And I need to adjust the fucking nightbot because it's spamming too much. We cooked. Yeah, bro. World War III or 27-hour emergency kit. We cooked. I mean, we're so good here. Still here, get the idea. All right, go. So let's move towards the regular chart. Yo, what's up, brother? No, you're tuning in at the right time because we're going to go over the trades. First things first. Let's add all of the VWAPs and let's get rid of the drawings. Purely based from a trending perspective, Bitcoin should have held this as support because this is the area where we're getting a lower time frame reversion signal in the form of a 7-day rolling VWAP crossing the 30-day rolling VWAP. This should have been bullish for a move higher, right? Towards the quarterly rolling VWAP. Right here, if we track the 30-day rolling VWAP back right here, and we take a look at the previous interactions, right? Let's just zoom it out a tiny bit more. This is where we accepted below, right? We accepted below, retested it, resistance. Where's the fucking 30-day VWAP? Right here, right? Consolidation, auction higher, reject it, another shorting opportunity, retest, reject it, shorting opportunity, shorting opportunity, shorting opportunity, right? And now this was actually the first time that we had a definitive break back above the 30-day rolling VWAP. So this should have just sent it towards the 90-day from a trend following system, right? However, we spent some time and space above, and now we're completely breaking lower, right? It's, of course, it's fueled by the ES breaking lower, etc., etc. But from a contextual standpoint, this is bearish as fuck, right? So in my opinion, any pullback back into the 30-day rolling VWAP sets up for trades like these, right? Reversion trades back towards previously established value. In this case, I don't want to be a bear poster or whatever, but I mean, I would love to get long here, like get short there, and then, you know, target the lows here, and then get risk on every fucking shit coin that I like, and Bitcoin for that bigger rotation higher. In terms of structures, whoops, I don't know what that was. In terms of structures, it's actually lining up as well, right? With this range here. We've got a range there. Previous interactions. If this is a deviation purely based on the liquidity standpoint, a retest here could be a good selling opportunity for a rotation lower. Now, let's add everything into the mix. Remove this and then get all of the drawings back into the chart. We've got the big ass resistance, which is the quarterly point of control. If we move towards a 30-minute time frame, we've got, I pronounced this wrong, it's not a 5-day composite, it's a 4-day. 4-day composite value area high. And then we've got the 4-day composite value area low, right? From this chart. It's, let me show you. That is these 4 days right here. And the value area right there is plotted on the regular chart. So as we can see, we were chopping around here, failing to reclaim the 4-day composite value high as support. Then we broke below. No real trade setup here for me. And this is where I posted on Discord. If you have the rolling VWAP here, I said, well, if we're getting a throwback like that, back into the composite value low, confluent with the 7-day rolling VWAP, and we get a high volume bar rejection, I want to be a seller for a rotation lower into the 30-day rolling VWAP with the 2-week value area high, right? If we would have gotten this and then reclaimed the 30-day rolling VWAP confluent with Monday's low, I want to be a buyer for the equal highs above. Those were the main high posts for today. We didn't get a pullback, so no trade for me. However, if you were watching this, or if I was watching this, and I would have seen this consolidation here at the 30-day rolling VWAP, below Monday's low, below previous week value area high, and look closely, what do we have here? We've got a high volume rejection bar, not a rejection bar, but a momentum bar lower, right? With a point of control up here. So the initiative activity that caused this break lower, if nothing changes fundamentally, this remains resistance. So this is your entry point. That is your invalidation, because this is the prior high that led to the break lower. And you're targeting the previous week VWAP and potentially previous week value low. And that's it. Now that we're trading back within this 2-week value, let me show you. Merge these 2 weeks together and merge these 2 weeks together. Let's add another composite like that. Extend this within its own column. So we're now basically trading back within this weekly value. Based on the laws of market dynamics, right? You guys know that whenever we accept back within previously established value, we can assume that if we're getting a pullback and we reject, that we're getting a rotation all the way down towards that 2-week value low. Where's the 2-week value low at? It's around 81.5k. Interesting. Because that's also where we have the 9-day composite value low there. It's also where we have the previous year value high, right? If you go back towards this chart, 81.5-ish. So that's definitely going to be an area of interest to me. But in terms of trades, what will be the high quality trades that I'm interested in going forward? I personally think that as long as Bitcoin, let me just we can leave the 30 rolling VWAP, by the way. Let's just get rid of this, get rid of that, and just leave these two in for now. Right, like that. Remove this, otherwise we're getting too much noise. If Bitcoin is bearish and we're genuinely finding acceptance back within this 2-week composite, right? We can see the interactions there, right here, right there, right there, right here. If we're bearish, then I would like to see some sort of consolidation here, maybe throughout the weekend where we do fuck all like we did with the previous weeks. And then up early on next week, we're getting a spike higher into the 30-day rolling VWAP. We reject there, and then we're going to go for the auction lower. Depending on the reaction here, I'm either going to be looking for another continuation short like that, where I think we're going to go for the low into the 365-day rolling VWAP, at which, in my opinion, the low should be in. Because if we're getting acceptance back below yearly rolling VWAP, it's over. We're getting bear market 100%. Like, there's no real debate about that, all right? So this is basically the genuine last line in the sand for bulls to hold it right there. So that means to us, it's the area of max opportunity. So those are the two shorting opportunities, right? In terms of longs, what am I interested in? Well, my bearish thesis here is wrong if it can trade back within Monday's range above the 30-day rolling VWAP. Then this becomes a fake out coming off a contextual level there. And then I'll be looking for longs for a rotation higher to take out these highs into the big ass resistance, right? And then at that point, the real test will be acceptance above, and we're likely to go much higher. But until then, this is a good area to enter. Right here. And this is your TP, okay? The A plus long, right? With a crown. The A plus long would be sweep right here. Maybe form an up close candle like that. Breakdown, market structure break, like that. And at that point, any pullback within this previous low, right there with higher time frame demand, that's a good buying opportunity. That's A plus. The B minus trade, right? This is the trade where you're like, you know, this is where I would go with a bit more size. But right here, I would just use, you know, a bit more cautious with your trading size, right? If we're getting a sweep below these lows here, like that, and we close above 81.5, I'll be looking to be a buyer as well. My first take profit is going to be the 2-week value high confluent with the 30 rolling VWAP, but I am anticipating if we're running these lows and we can have like a high volume bar rejection right there and we close above 81.5, I'm anticipating a move higher back into the 30 rolling VWAP, potentially even into the big ass resistance. And you know, those are the main trades that I'm interested in heading into next week. Is that clear for everybody? And if there are any questions so far, or not so far, but if there are questions regarding the stream, let me know. Now's the time. So you've joined at the right time, bro. Impeccable timing. What's your make it advice? Marry a rich woman. Honestly. Big ass resistance really caught me off guard right now. Yeah, man. I mean, it is resistance. Well, you know, like what type of advice are you referring to? Like made it advice, like what on how I made it or how you should make it or whatever. It's mainly about personal preference, to be honest. Like I saw a quote, I can't really recall from who it was, but it was like healthy people are always looking to get rich and rich people are always looking to get healthy, right? It money don't mean shit if you're not taking care of your own health, right? So, you know, any advice that I have is like your health should be priority number one. And at that point, like it's dedication. Like it needs to be, if you really want to improve, you just need to treat it as a business because a lot of people are, myself included, right? When you start off trading, it is like if your equity curve is doing like I continue to use this as an example, but I think if you're not treating trading as a business and you're like, oh, I'll just, if you had a good week like that and you're like, oh, I'm bored, I'll just take a little short here and you get a loss, right? At that point, you're kind of tilted and you're like, well, fuck it, let's do another one. And then you take 2 shit trades. And at this point, you're getting tilted as fuck. Then you're like, well, I need to get back to my P&L all-time high. So I'll take another shit trade, but with more size, and then boom, right? You're even negative on the week. And this is why you'll see a lot of equity curves doing this, because this is the part where where they are following their system, and this is where they get cocky, where they do not treat it as a business. And I always tell friends that ask me like, how do I know if a trade is solid? Well, then I will tell them, well, if you're trading your parents' money, for example, and you would lose a trade, like, could you explain to them, like, why did you lose a trade? Did you do anything in your power to wait for the right conditions? Like, can you look them in the eye and say, well, I've based the trade of XYZ, right? XYZ, and everything should have aligned, but hey, it's variance. I took a losing trade. It is what it is. But if you can't really tell them that, or if you can't really explain why you took a losing trade, then you're doing something wrong, right? Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, my parents are Dutch, and trust me, Asian parents ain't got shit on my parents, bro. Like they old school. Even if the top is already in, will we get macro? Well, honestly, let's go to equities here real quick. Is it equities? No. I think it was on a regular chart. Let me just get this in here. Right here, I got ES charted. Yeah. Right. So the thing that I don't like, damn, this took a shit, by the way. Holy shit. So this is what I think. Hi. Best way to learn on macro. If you want to know the ins and out, you gotta follow my guy. Can anybody link him? Like his name is Fofty on Twitter. It's Fofty. I always forget what his actual name is. But that's the only guy that I would say like, yeah, alright, he's legit. So this reminds me, if we're looking at this on a daily chart, right? We get this weird ass consolidation here. This is the quarterly rolling VWAP, right? We then have acceptance back below here, which we had right here. We auction lower, auction higher. We do a bit of a consolidation here at the yearly rolling VWAP, which is what we're doing right now. So in my opinion, even if we're going higher, this is why I said on Twitter, I'm thinking that we might be getting a 6% push on equities, because I was expecting S&P to move into the 90-day rolling VWAP. And then I would thought, well, if this is playing out, we're getting another leg lower, right? But still, this also goes to show that this genuinely needs to hold a support here, the yearly rolling VWAP. Let's take a look at VWAP real quick. And Equities VWAP. I really appreciate if you could do an upcoming stream about footprint trading. Well, honestly, like if you take a look at, I've got the website here. I think this is the code for it. We offer like a quarterly subscription, and that's $250 a quarter, which is basically $90 a month. And it includes a market profile course and an order flow course. So and access for quarter to the Discord where I do these streams every day. So I think might be interesting if you were willing to look at that. I think prop firms are a good way to trade with more capital. Like, you know, but I don't really have any experience with them on my own. Like they are some good prop firms, but there are also some shady shit. How can I turn this off, by the way? This is, anyone know this? Oh, fuck it. I don't know. So I just wanted to take a quick peek here on, let's go to a 12-hour chart. I think that's all right. Hourly chart. Let's move to a 12-hour on this one as well. Honestly, bro, if we're taking a look at equities here, ES in this particular example, we saw acceptance back within previous year value, right? This was initially support, acceptance back within. Where do we rotate towards? We're rotating towards previous year VWAP. Buyers are stepping in. We're getting an impulse move back upwards. But where are we getting capped? We're getting capped at the quarterly developing value area low right here. So this is the resistance, right? And we're rotational within monthly. So this right here, like, needs to hold. Because if it doesn't, then what's the likely destination on ES here? It's going to be this. 54-ish, right? So let's just hope that we're getting some sort of a sweep the low and reclaim that yearly value. Where is that shit? Why does it continue to close off? Low price action. Right? This is the range. Reset chart view. We got the yearly rolling view up here. So, you know, if there's going to be a low on ES, maybe that. And then we're getting relief. But acceptance below means that we're trading below previous year VWAP, trading below yearly rolling VWAP. At that point, previous year value low is on the cards, and that will be bearish as fuck on Bitcoin, right? That would likely mean that Bitcoin is accepting back within previous year value, and we're running this low. So, you know, I think it's time to be a bit cautious. All right. If there are no further questions, I would like to thank everybody for your time. It is also time for me to get back to the house to get everything sorted. So, yeah, I will see you guys within the next stream. Thank you all for attending. Have a fantastic weekend and catch you soon. Take care.